I've been saying for a while now that I think Steve from Minecraft will make it into Smash Ultimate as a fighter, and with 4 more DLC characters yet to be announced, I'm going to stand by my prediction. However, for some reason, when the idea of Steve being included in Smash is brought up in a YouTube video, the comments go off with things like, Minecraft deserves a Thanos-style punishment if I see Steve as a newcomer over Banjo. He shouldn't be in this game. Steve shouldn't be within 1,000 miles of Smash. He would be the worst DLC fighter ever. I pray to the gods that Steve does not get into the effing game. Say what you want about Minecraft. You can love it, hate it, think it's cringy, whatever. But it does deserve representation in Smash Bros. Somewhere. Minecraft is one of the most popular video games in history, having sold over 150 million units across all platforms, and still has a really active player base. The only game that has outsold Minecraft is Tetris, and I am still waiting for L-Block to be a playable fighter. But I'll digress. I made this comment on a YouTube video saying essentially this: Minecraft deserves a spot in Smash. And I was met by an in-depth reply by someone who wanted to prove to me that Steve should not be a fighter. And since I really hadn't heard any compelling arguments against Steve being in the game up until this point, I thought I'd see what he had to say. Here's where we start. I'm okay with Minecraft having something like a stage or a boss, but not a character. And I definitely agree that Minecraft should definitely have a stage, and it will once Steve is added as a DLC fighter, since each fighter will come with a stage. I also think that a creeper or something would make a good assist trophy, and that could also be added in as well, but the comment goes on to say, but Steve is literally nothing. He has no semblance of a personality or character whatsoever, has a design that's about as creative as Mr. Game & Watch, and is nothing more than pandering to little kids instead of giving the loyal, die-hard Nintendo fans what they've been requesting. This is why I dread Smash DLC, because I fucking hate when Smash Bros. Is used as a marketing scheme. I'm okay with trying to use it to push some franchises like they will most likely do with Erdrick and Dragon Quest. Hell, that's why I want Isaac playable so Golden Sun will get attention. But using a character slot to try to push sales for a recent game is just scummy. Hell, so many people despise the addition of Corrin in Smash 4 for that very reason. There's a bit to unpack here. First of all, I'm not sure where this whole has no personality argument came from. I don't remember that being criteria for which characters can and can't be a playable fighter in Smash. As far as I recall, Sakurai had 2 main pieces of criteria when deciding third-party fighters, that being the character originated in a video game and has had some history with being on a Nintendo console. And while Sakurai has been known to kinda bend the rules he's put in place before, I think if personality had anything to do with choosing a character for Smash, then characters like Game & Watch, Wii Fit Trainer, and Ice Climbers would have never been characters in the first place. Before being included in Smash, Ice Climbers had no sort of personality aside from the victory screen. I mean, look at all this personality coming out of this sprite, so expressive! Even after Wii Fit Trainer's inclusion in Smash, she still has about as much personality as a cardboard cutout. So yeah, I don't think having a personality is really required for being a Smash fighter when you consider other characters that don't really have one either. Now let's tackle the idea that adding Steve would only be pandering to little kids, and instead, Nintendo should give the die-hard Nintendo fans what they've been requesting. This was brought up in another comment too. Steve would only attract kids, and that is apparently a bad thing? Sorry, I'm having a hard time understanding why appealing to a younger audience is inherently bad. First, I will say that plenty of adults play Minecraft too. Just gonna throw that one out there. But this sounds like an elitist attitude. I don't want any dumb babies playing my big boy game. I'm an adult. I'm willing to bet that most people first played Smash as either a teenager or a preteen. I know that I first played Melee when I was in either 3rd or 4th grade, which would have made me 8 or 9 years old. And while I wasn't good, I was still able to play the game. Smash is the type of game that anyone of any skill level can play. It just takes a lot of practice to get good. You know, the easy to get into, difficult to master mentality. And don't forget that Nintendo games have largely appealed to younger audiences with their cartoonish graphics and their colorful and vibrant worlds. But when you have 12-year-olds playing games like Call of Duty, you know, a big boy game, I don't think it's really out of the question that younger kids can play Smash. But here's the real kicker. Nintendo should add characters that the die-hard Nintendo fans have been requesting. Have you seen the current roster? Fans have been asking for Ridley to be playable for years. But for the longest time, Sakurai was like, no, he's too big. But look Look at this, I'm playing as him. He's here, he has moves, he's on the roster. Characters like King K. Rool, Inkling, Isabelle, and the Belmonts are also some massive fan service. A lot of Smash fans were also asking for Ice Climbers and Snake to come back, and then Sakurai was like, fuck it, everyone is back, everyone is here. Smash fans are the type of people where like Nintendo could give them $1 million and then Nintendo could give $10 to someone else and Smash fans would be like, what the fuck? Why aren't you giving me that $10? I deserve that. Nintendo has already given fans so much with this current roster, so don't act like the inclusion of Steve would minimize that at all. Steve would end up only being about 1/80th of the final roster. Nintendo is allowed to give other demographics a little something too, because I'll be damned if people pretend like Smash Bros. Isn't a game for everybody. And considering that Minecraft sold over 1 million units on the Switch alone, maybe, just maybe, there is a demographic for Steve as a fighter in Smash after all. Now we get to get all businessy because this guy says, I fucking hate when Smash Bros is used as a marketing scheme. I'm okay with trying to use it to push some franchises. That's why I want Isaac playable so Golden Sun will get attention. This part essentially boils down to, I don't like it when Nintendo adds a character to Smash to boost sales of a game. Unless it's a game that I enjoy, then it's encouraged. Like it or not, Nintendo is still a business and they're going to make some decisions based around whether or not they think it will make money. If anything, they see Minecraft as a really profitable game, so they see Steve as a really profitable character. I mean, this is 1 million plus people Nintendo can easily get to either buy Smash or buy the DLC if they already own Smash. Don't expect a business not to do something that could make a shit ton of money. Some people will also say something like, Steve's just so uninteresting as a character. No one plays Minecraft for Steve. With fans asking for Banjo-Kazooie for so long, throwing Steve in as the Microsoft rep would feel like a punch in the face. Yeah, nobody plays Minecraft for Steve, just like how nobody plays Animal Crossing for Villager, nobody plays Wii Fit for Wii Fit Trainer, nobody plays Pokemon for Pokemon Trainer, but just like Villager and Pokemon Trainer, Steve isn't a character with some deep, rich personality. He's just an avatar character that acts like the middleman for the player to actually play the game. If he was added to Smash, he definitely wouldn't be the first character like that to be added. Others have even argued, my issue with Steve has nothing to do with the popularity of Minecraft. For me, it's about his visuals and movement. If they made Steve true to his visual and movement from Minecraft, it would just be an eyesore in my opinion. It would clash far too much with the other character visuals and animations. I know there's Mr. Game & Watch, but he's still smooth and has animations that make him seem unique without seeming out of place or unpleasant to look at. But then on the other hand, if they did a total overhaul on Steve's look and made him smooth and more humanoid and have more fluid animations, would it even be Steve from Minecraft anymore? I mean, the blocky look isn't just Steve, it's all of Minecraft. I can't think of any way that they could make it work and be both authentic to the character and game, as well as pleasant to look at and not totally stand out like an eyesore compared to the other characters. I know that this take is entirely subjective, so I'll just say my subjective part. Mr. Game & Watch does not have smooth animations and is in fact an eyesore. And I think what this guy meant to say was that Steve's animations would be stiff. Steve's animations are smooth though. Smoothness in animation has more to do with frames than it does flexibility of the animation. Minecraft does run at a pretty high frame rate, so yes, the animations are smooth, he's just a stiff character. With that being said, the only real argument here is that Steve's stiff animations could make for a very awkward character. Sakurai is a smart guy, and if anybody can make Steve work as a fighter, it's him. Sakurai has already made changes to characters' movements in order to make them work in Smash. For example, he said about Snake in Smash Bros. Would have been able to do things he couldn't normally do. For example, in the Metal Gear Solid games, Snake doesn't jump, he doesn't have smash attacks, and there are no mid-air battles. However, it wouldn't be Smash Bros. Without those elements, so we developed certain moves just for him. I know that adding the ability to jump is a bit different than completely altering a character's animations, but the general concept here is that Sakurai has needed to change how certain characters move or how they attack in order to make them work in Smash Bros. I mean, does nobody else think it's weird that Piranha Plant was given smaller feet just so that he could move around the stage? I don't see anybody complaining about that. Steve would not be an exception to this. We can take a character like Villager and Isabelle. They don't fight in Animal Crossing. That's not part of their character. So them being in Smash Bros is already inherently way out of character since they don't punch things. Nobody looked at Villager planting a tree and was like, oh yeah, this could kill someone. But then watch, in Smash, it can kill someone. And at least Steve is capable of attacking in the context of Minecraft, so even if they didn't change his animations, he would still be able to fight even if it's limited. I have faith that Sakurai could make Steve work as a character. And if there was even a doubt about what kind of moveset Steve could have, possibilities are, but are not limited to, sword, pickaxe, bow and arrow, TNT, potions, placing down blocks, minecart could be the dash attack, Ender Dragon could be the final smash. The possibilities with Steve are seemingly endless. Steve could be a fighter, and he could work. It's not impossible. And if you have a more compelling argument than Minecraft bad, please like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments. But until then, I'm going to be an adult and play my big boy game for real gamers. Just gonna place a block there, and there we go. That looks good.